Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley, and welcome to Verbling. Hi, in this class we're going to challenge ourselves a little bit. I'm going to be kind of feeding you subordinators or transition words, and you, the students, are going to logically complete the sentence using these different transition words and subordinators. So basically what we're doing in this class is practicing. These kinds of words are called many things. If you're thinking about grammatical structures, making a complex sentence, then you might call them a subordinator. If you're thinking about your organization and keeping writing or speaking cohesive, we call them transitions or transition phrases. Sometimes when we're concentrating more on speaking, we call them signal words or signal phrases, or perhaps discourse markers. They're called a lot of things, but they're all basically the same idea. How you start a sentence to signal what kind of information is coming next. Am I making a point? Am I giving an example? How am I phrasing the question? Do I mean this is a good thing, or here's a bad point, here's a good point, here's another point, here's an opposite point? Here's my opinion. What kind of information are you about to give? We do this all the time in speaking and writing in English. And for anyone who has any interest in taking a TOEFL, TOEIC, IELTS test, these are an extremely important element in speaking and writing that are pretty much any English leveling or any English kind of standardized test you take. This is basically a must. So that's what we're doing today. I'm just going to jump around and randomly give you subordinators and adverbs that start sentences and other possible phrases, signal phrases, and see what you come up with to end the sentence. Does it logically follow the signal phrase? Okie doke. Welcome to the class, Luo. Hello.
Hello, Obi. Nice to see you so soon.
Yeah. So soon again. Hello again, Michael.
Howdy, teacher.
Howdy. Loud and clear. Very good. And hello, Roger.
Hey, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing today?
I'm fine.
Okay, here we go. Let's just jump right in and try this out. Okay, I'm going to be writing the words as I speak them, the start of a sentence. And, you know, it doesn't, what material or content, just got to make sense. Keep it simple if you want. I got no problem with that. Just, I want to see if you can recognize and use these kind of different subordinators. Okay, Luo, here you go. I have to warn everyone right now. Okay, I'll try to be careful, but many subordinators that start sentences are adverbs. Okay, ly words. Sometimes my spelling, I forget. Is it E-L-Y? Is it L-E-Y? Or just L-Y? I have problems remembering the spelling with adverbs.
And you know what, Oakley? That's inspires me. That's is telling me that I'm not hopeless in English.
Yeah.
If I make mistakes, I remember you and other teachers here on Weblink, because not only you have mistakes in something.
Sure. Just like last class, I-E and E-I. I know the rule is supposed to be I before E except after C when you have IE or EI combinations. But I forget that rule, or sometimes it just doesn't look right. And
The most
spelling.
interesting thing that was written like in dictionary, the commonest misspelling, like dictionary
Right.
wrote.
This is not a word. This is a misspelling, but we put it in the dictionary anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's funny.
It is funny. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Luau, can you make a sentence that begins with "fortunately"?
Yes. Fortunately, fortunately, I could join this class without any connection issue.
Wait a minute. Fortunately, wait a minute. Fortunately, I couldn't join
I
the
could.
class.
I could. I could.
Fortunately, I could.
I can.
Okay, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misheard you. I thought you said, "Fortunately, I couldn't join the class." All right.
Okay.
I was concerned. Hmm. Okay. Fortunately, I could join the class, even though I have a connection problem. Okay. And actually, interestingly, Luo actually chose to use another transition phrase in his answer, even though. Interestingly, here's a sentence that you could switch the clauses, right? You could use even though to start a sentence. Even though I have a connection problem, I could join the class. Now, you probably wouldn't say, even though I have a connection problem, fortunately, I could start the class. You probably wouldn't add the fortunately in the second part. Sometimes
Yes.
sometimes we do say but fortunately. Okay, we make it a compound sentence. But fortunately, I could join the class like that in the second clause. Sometimes we do that. Okay, very good. All right. All right. Michael, how about here is a very common one, and I have to confess that I use this all the time. I say this. I use this subordinator all the time. Actually,
So, actually, actually, I speak English at a very good level. I know that I make mistakes, but my English is really good.
okay, very good. And now, actually, actually, we use actually.
Yeah, actually, we use the actually to introduce a new idea that is more important than previous one. Yeah, does it make sense? Is that correct?
Often, exactly. That's true. Actually, we can use it. It's impossible not to use. Actually, sometimes. I did it again. Um, yes, you're totally correct. We use it to introduce a more important point. Very good. You are correct. Sometimes we actually use it. I did it again. We use it to introduce a correction too. Actually, I wasn't there at 3 o'clock. I was there at 4 o'clock. Okay. So, all right, actually has a couple different uses and actually gets used a lot. All right. Like really. Sometimes we just use it like really. Really, I do like basketball. Actually, I do like basketball. Okay. Roger, you're up. Your word. The password is. Okay. Occasionally. Did I spell that right?
Okay, occasionally I go to some in special events in my city.
Okay. I'm sure special events don't happen all the time. That's why they're special events. Of course. All right. So occasionally. What's another way I can say occasionally, Roger?
Hmm, Occasionally.
Okay.
Yep.
Well.
That's a good one.
Yep.
From time to time.
Yep. Well, thank you. Okay, from time to time, I go to events in my city, or another one.
Something that is not so often.
That's right.
In the negative form.
Very good. Occasionally, from time to time, once in a while is another one. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a race. Okay, once in a while. All right, very good. Ooh, Luau, I got a good one for you. Ooh, can I spell this?
First, I'd like to make my comment for actually. I would say actually,
Sure.
we use actually to get more time to gather our thoughts.
Oh, that's true as well.
Speaking English.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay. We can call that a hesitation device, and you're absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. It's kind of it definitely serves as sort of multi-purpose, all-purpose function. And Luau is 100% correct when he says often we just use it to buy ourselves time as a hesitation device while we're thinking. I'm glad you added that, actually. Actually. Woo. Okay. Well, here's another one for you. Another adverb subordinator. Coincidentally. Ooh, it's a tough one.
Coincidentally, I have the same hairstyle as yours.
Really? What's that? Just a kind of a mess you leave on your head?
No, I don't think so. It's a made-up. It's a made-up.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, your same hairstyle as yours. Luau is very obviously comparing two things. All right. Coincidentally, he was there at the same time I was. All right. I was there. He was there. Could be two actions, two actual physical objects. Well, like a hairstyle. Yeah, okay. A coincidence is a chance between two things where there's a similarity, but seemingly entirely by chance. Coincidentally, you called me just as I was about to call you. All right, well, there it's two actions. All right, very good. Excellent. All right. Okay. Michael? Oh boy.
Yep.
Okay, wait. Let me spelling. Okay. How about this one? Repeatedly.
Wow. Over and over again, constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Repeatedly. So, do you use that to introduce a new sentence, or in the middle? Can you use this?
Well, either. Yeah, it could definitely be in the middle of a sentence to affect a verb, to modify a verb, for sure. But it can be used at the beginning of a sentence as well. It's possible.
Okay.
Or at the end of the sentence sometimes.
He repeatedly violated the court order and shall now be punished.
Repeatedly, he did what? I just missed what you said.
He repeatedly violated the court order and shall now be punished.
All right. Okay, that's fine. And he repeatedly violated. So you're using it with the verb. You could also say repeatedly he violated the court order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Kind of going along with that, I guess. All right. Repeatedly meaning over and over. All right. Well, that kind of reminds me of this next one. Roger, consequently.
Hmm.
Wait.
He was breaking the rules, and so consequent. No, I think that "so" is not a word to be there.
Yeah.
He was breaking the rules, and consequently, he was arrested by the police.
Okay. Right. Okay. You're using it to introduce your second phrase, your second clause, and consequently, he was arrested by the police. Okay. All right. Consequently, the economy has dropped by 40%. Okay. Anything that is a consequence, that is the result of something else. And actually, Roger was probably correct to start the second clause with that sentence. I think consequently, you're usually going to say what happens first and use consequently as the start of your second clause because it's a consequence, and naturally a consequence follows another action. So actually, that was a little bit of a trick. It is a very normal adverb to use to start a clause, but it's usually going to be the second clause. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm good. Ken, we're kind of doing a little kind of experiment here, starting with signal words or signal phrases, transition words, subordinators, and then trying to make a sentence.
Okay.
All right, as we go along, I'm going to get progressively stranger. No, I'm not going to get stranger. The words are going to get stranger and challenging. Okay, here's one for you. Whoopsie, hang on. I got a spelling issue. Yeah, no E. Okay. How could you make a sentence with this, Ken? Admittedly.
Admittedly, this law has passed the Congress.
Wait a minute. I don't think that exactly works. As in they admitted a bill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice thought, nice idea, but this is not how we use this transitional. Can anybody else make a sentence with admittedly?
Admittedly.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, admittedly, Michael Jackson was king of the pop.
Not okay. Still not exactly how we would use this. Okay. Okay. Admittedly, the last administration was good for the economy. However, corruption, scandal, and graft increased dramatically. Okay, so we're making what is called a concessionary statement. A concession. Okay, this is okay. I'm against. In other words, I'm saying this. I'm against the administration. Administration being one probably an elected, like a president and his administration that he has. Okay, admittedly, the administration did, past tense, did a lot for the economy. However, so admittedly is going to be followed by however, some kind of another signal phrase to introduce a contrary point, a contrast. Okay. So this is called a concessionary statement, and very valuable for anybody getting ready for especially TOEFL, but also IELTS. How to do this, because it's a little complicated. You use a signal phrase to signal you're going to make a concessionary point. Okay. Admittedly, Michael Jackson is the king of pop, but he was a terrific weirdo as well. But he was absolutely a strange person. Okay. So I use this when I'm giving a concessionary, what's called a concession. Okay. Very similarly, I might use this phrase. Luau, maybe this will make it easier. Even though.
Yes. Even though we have a different color of hair, but we have a same hairstyle.
Okay. Even though we have, we have different colored hair, or a different color of hair. Okay, either one would be okay. Comma. We have the same hairstyle. You don't even need both in that sentence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you even need it. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's the idea. However. All right. Okay. All right. Let's try something different here. Michael. Okay. Here's a tricky one for you. How am I going to use this to start a sentence? In either case.
In either case, I'm right, and you're all wrong.
That was good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So. Okay, you're referring back to two possibilities that may or may not have happened. You don't know, but in either case, you're right. Very good. Okay.
I have
Okay.
a question here.
Sure.
Why there's cases isn't using the plural? Because either is the two cases, I think.
No, either one or the other is another common English phrase. Okay. Either is used to make a choice between two, but only one can be picked. Either you clean up your room or you will be grounded.
Okay.
One.
Okay, I got it.
Or the other. All right. Okay, so in either case. All right. For example, perhaps United States shot down the plane, maybe Russia shot down the plane, maybe the Ukrainians shot down the plane, maybe the rebels shot down the plane. Of course, this is very actually wrong. Here I would have to say, in any case, what we do know is the plane went down. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I almost put myself into a trap there. Yeah, I'm trying to illustrate either case, but if I say in either case, there can be only two possibilities, right? I almost tricked myself on that one. Right. If there's more than one possibility or one thing, I'm sorry, two things that happen, I have to say in any case. Right. Almost put my foot in it.
Okay.
Okay.
These words, as far as you see, they're kind of formal kind of words. Would you use them like in a conversation with like pals, acquaintances, new people that you meet?
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. Sure, absolutely. Even though you haven't cleaned up your room, I will allow you to go to the party. Okay. Sure. Repeatedly, I tell you not to take more money out of the bank, but keep doing it anyway. Admittedly, it was an emergency. However, you need to talk to me before you take the money out. Even though it was very important, I can't believe you did this.
All your examples about money.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about a specific scenario and why I would use each one of these. And yeah, I would very naturally do that.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
even
so
though
any of
I
these.
heard in either case, I've heard in case, but consequently, admittedly,
Okay.
coincidentally, that's kind of lawyer language.
Well, not exactly lawyer language, but sure, a little more academic. Maybe you would see it, for example, written in a news article. It's okay to use it even in an informal basis, but you do have a point. Some of these, coincidentally, consequently, would probably be more likely used in a more formal setting. Yes, that's true. Even though in either case or in any case, those are very normal and yeah, admittedly is even very normal. Yeah, yeah, okay, you have a point there, but these are very good words to use, for example, in IELTS or TOEFL writing, consequently, coincidentally. In writing, definitely, all writing should be more formal. So even trying to answer your question, all or any of these would be definitely appropriate in writing. In speaking, some are going to be more common than others, for sure. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Roger, try this one. Whatever happens.
Whatever happens, I will be there on Friday morning.
Okay. Okay. Whatever happens, okay. No matter what happens, you might say in your example. Okay. All right. Very good. Whatever happens, keep your hands and keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. Okay. Sure. All right. Okay. That works. Okay. Very good. That works. Okay. All right. Ken, here's a weird one for you. I'm getting into longer phrases now, in case you haven't noticed. How would you start a sentence with this phrase, with this purpose in mind?
With this purpose in mind, with this purpose in mind, we will launch this project.
Okay. All right. With this purpose in mind, we have launched this project. Okay, I like that. That's very good. Okay, because they have an ultimate goal, which you've already mentioned that what your goal is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is now to introduce the action to reach the goal. Very good. All right, excellent. Nice. Okay. All right, Luau, here's the one that's very common, spoken and otherwise. Initially.
In initially, we didn't want to go there, but finally we ended up and there.
We end up there.
Ended up. Yeah.
Ended up there, right? Okay, because this is still going to be past tense. Finally, we ended up there. Okay. Initially, we didn't want to go there. Okay, initially, okay, this is used to show that you changed your mind. Initially can also be used to introduce a sequence. All right. Initially, you need to crack the eggs to make an omelet. Oh, okay, whatever. All right. It could be some kind of to introduce the first step of a sequenced procedure or event. Okay. Initially, there was a treaty between the two countries, and then blah 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 blah. Okay, the starting point of something that has a time sequence. Or very often, I'm glad you did that because that's a less known but very much used use of initially. Initially, we didn't want to do something, but then we changed our minds. Okay, great. Okay. How about this one, Michael? Ooh, here's a good one. Eventually.
Eventually, I guess my example, what is going to be.
Eventually, Michael answered my question.
No, eventually, that's yours. Eventually, I'm gonna to be a native and speak perfect English. Sooner or later. That's the matter of the time.
Sooner or later, very good. There's another equally valid, maybe slightly less formal way to say it. Sooner or later. Okay, I like that. I'm glad you said that. Basically means the same thing as eventually, because we don't know if it's in the near future or the far future. We don't know exactly how long something's going to take. Say eventually. Sometimes we say it about a past tense event that took a while to happen. Eventually, he got over his divorce. Okay, it meaning to stress the fact that it took a long time or quite a period of time, right? Okay, that was fun. Okay, if that's eventually, then Roger, what's previously? Previously. Previously.
Previously.
Previously on The Walking Dead.
Previously, we tried to watch the game in my mother's house.
Okay.
But it was not possible.
There we go. There we go. I was waiting for a but clause.
So we finally, yeah, but it was not possible. So finally, we saw the match in my house, in my own house.
Okay. Previous or action before. Okay. Previously, we always watched the match at my mother's house. Okay. But then her TV broke. Okay, fine. Something before, obviously. Okay, something that happened before. Okay. Now here's an interesting. Ken keeps getting all these really tough ones. Okay, I'll give you a much easier one. Ken. Okay. Okay. In all honesty.
In all honesty, uh, we offer this service to the customer.
Oh boy. Okay. Um, how else do we? I don't.
That sounds
Sorry.
good. It doesn't sound good.
No, not really. No.
Uh, uh, in all honesty, you should not go there. Traffic jam would be happen.
Okay. Traffic is horrible. In all honesty, you shouldn't go there. Traffic is horrible
Yes.
this time of day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That does sound better. How else do we say it? There's a few alternatives here. Definitely. Do you know another way to say that?
Frankly speaking.
Oh, frankly speaking. Very good. Frankly, oh, there's a good one. Frankly, meaning to be honest. Okay. Frankly speaking. That's right. Anybody know any others? To be honest, frankly speaking. Oh, to tell the truth.
How do you say honestly? Like just one word. Honestly?
Just honestly. Very good. Honestly, I don't know.
And you know what? These words, like, honestly, frankly,
Yep.
to tell the truth,
There's
those
a lot of them.
are no, those are kind of words. So basically, when a person is saying that, he is going to tell you a lie. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I most certainly have, and I was about to say the same thing.
Look up for those words. If a person told you, like, honestly, I love you or something, that's a lie.
Sincerely. Okay, there's another one. Yeah, notice how many of these there are. Even I had not realized what a large group of these. Oh, I'm going to tell you the truth, which of course implies that I normally lie. Okay, this time I'm going to tell you the truth. No, really, this is the truth. Yeah, implying the fact that, of course, I normally lie to you. But you knew that. In fact, oh, here's another one. My God, there's a lot of these. In fact, oh, okay. This is another one. Wow, there's a lot of those. That's a little scary. Whoops, consequently, that's not what I wanted. We did consequently already, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, here's one that... Okay, this is weird. Okay, luau, regardless. How do we use that?
Regardless. Regardless. Regardless is a little bit difficult. Let me see.
Yes, it is.
Regardless, you don't have to talk to your boss. You will have a resignation in this company. You will quit. I mean, yeah. Regardless.
Okay. Regardless is difficult. You can do it. Okay. Regardless. Okay. The problem here with regardless is that you will be referring to, of course, other information. All right. The Amazon is a dangerous place. There are wild animals. There are possibilities of horrible diseases. And there are natural geological hazards. Regardless, I will go there and search for the lost temple. Regardless. Okay, even I'm going to ignore previous information. Regardless. Okay. So previous information. Okay. All right. There are many economic problems. Regardless, I am going to invest in North Korea. Okay, whatever. All right. Now, here's the
Why
trick.
North Korea?
I just was, I don't know.
You should.
First thing I could think of, just an example. Please do not nuke my house. Okay.
Teacher.
What's nuke my house?
Nuclear war, nuclear bomb.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that recently North Korea threatened to nuke the White House. Yes?
Teacher,
Roger, question?
it's correct to say, and if it's correct, it's common to say regardless the fact that I have no money or something like that, regardless the fact.
Okay, excellent. Regardless of the fact I have no money, yes, and that's very common, definitely. And it's good usage, actually. I like it better myself. It's just slightly more clear, to me, anyway. And then I can refer back to the fact, regardless of the fact that the Amazon is a dangerous area, I am going to go there. Okay.
Thanks.
Like that. Now, trickiness. Michael, how about irregardless?
Irregardless. So it's the same as the regardless.
Ah, I thought I would get you, but I didn't.
Now I have
Okay.
dictionary. I looked up. So
Don't
worry.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, yes. Irregardless is not really a word, and you may have English teachers or professors argue with you that this isn't a word, you should never use it. It's a made-up word. And they're right to a point, but it's widely used by Americans, especially. They started to kind of make up this word. Kind of like the whole flammable and inflammable. Yeah, there's a couple of these weird words in English where they add a prefix that is totally unnecessary.
But
Regardless,
when you say inflammable, is the opposite of flammable.
okay,
no?
maybe that was not the right.
Inflammable.
There's
No.
something to do. Inflammable. There's something to do with fire where it's weird. Inflammable. Inflammable is okay. It means the opposite. Okay, but some people they stick the prefix on inflammable with IM, which actually doesn't really. It's not even really a word. They use IM. That's the problem. So inflammable is not actually doesn't even really exist. It's sort of this weird thing that Americans made up. It's not really a word. Okay. Inflammably. No, just kidding. Okay. I know another one I wanted to look at. Roger, do you know this one? Subsequently. Ooh, tough one.
We were to the party, and subsequently we went to my house.
Okay. In other words, what's another word that you can use?
After that.
After that or afterwards? Okay. So there would have to be information in front of this to use it at the beginning of a sentence, obviously, because you're giving you're basically saying after that or afterwards, subsequently, same thing. So there would, Roger gave me some information there to start out with. Well, you basically have to. You can't just start a conversation with subsequently. That would make no sense. Hi, how you doing? Afterwards, I went to the store. What?
So subsequently is the same as afterwards.
Basically, yes, it is. It doesn't have to be the final thing. Of course, then we would use finally, obviously. But yes, it works exactly like afterwards. It's basically a synonym.
That's definitely lawyer's language.
Lawyer's language?
Yeah, I mean of like people that are working like in positions like office positions and more and up.
Yeah, okay, maybe I occasionally use it. I use that when I speak occasionally.
No, that's good language. That's good language. No, I'm not saying that it's something wrong with that.
Okay. Here's a long phrase, and there's a bunch of phrases here that we use as signal words and signal phrases that contain the idea of the fact that. Okay, so how could I finish this sentence? Owing to the fact that.
Owing to the fact that we concluded this we made decision. We made this decision.
Okay. Then you have to say something else, basically.
Yeah. Made this decision we believe this decision benefits everybody, anyone.
Okay. It's like owing to here is used of because of, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that we made this decision, okay, whatever. Then there has to be some kind of subsequent action because of this happened, or okay, owing to the fact that the lumberjack cut the tree fell down. Okay, all right. So, all right, some kind of action that takes place before a result. All right. Similarly, I guess, Luo, can you make a sentence with due to?
Due to the fact that this temperature is too high, so we don't have to go to work by the working policy.
Okay. Due to the fact that the temperature is too high. Okay. All right. Due to, okay, due to current work policy, we don't have to work because the temperature is too high. You can do that a couple different ways with due to. And notice again, Luau used due to the fact that. There's a bunch of different because of the fact that, owing to the fact that, in view of the fact. Okay, there's a few kind of transitions that we're going to use. All right, let's. Michael, how about in the event that? Here's a tough one. Michael, are you there?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So that's a hard one. I never had this. So that means something that happens or is regarded as happening, an occurrence, especially one of some important. What's that? I don't understand.
Don't understand the definition.
I think that's the wrong definition what I'm reading.
Okay. Can anyone do this? Can anyone use in the event that to start a sentence?
I guess that
Roger?
in the event that you lose the exam, you will lose your scholarship.
Okay. In the event that you fail your exam, like that, right? In the event that you fail your exam, you will lose your scholarship. Okay. You're going to give an if clause. It's kind of like an if clause. All right. Like a condition. All right. If this happens, and then you're going to give a then. In the event that blah blah happens, then this will happen. Okay. In the event that bad weather, okay. In the event that there's a rainstorm, we will cancel the picnic at the beach, or we will postpone the picnic at the beach. Something like that. Often this is used to make alternate plans, plan B. All right.
In case
Roger,
it happens.
in case it happens. That's right.
Yeah. So in the event that a new plane would crash in the Ukraine,
Heaven forbid.
how do you finish this sentence?
Everybody should run and hide.
So if in the event that in Ukraine would crash another plane, people should be aware about that.
Yeah, well, people should be extra careful.
Extra careful.
Maybe. Okay. And Roger, how about this one? With this in mind, which we can start a sentence with this in mind, but of course it would have to refer to other information. What is this? This has to refer to something you've already said, right? Can you make a sentence with this in mind? With this in mind? Okay.
With this in mind, we will start the project next week.
Okay, very good. All right. Due to the fact that there are heavy storms approaching from the east, we will start the project. Okay. Due to the fact that we're expecting heavy winds and rain in the next week, with this in mind, we'll start the project a week later. Okay. It's just referring, the whole thing is actually just using the, basically used as a big pronoun to refer back to earlier information, right? Okay. Okay, Ken. Obviously, another way to start a sentence. In conclusion.
In conclusion, this study shows the different conclusion from that study.
In conclusion, this study shows a different conclusion, which concludes this study in a concluding way.
Yeah.
Can I start like a sentence with that? Like I come to a class and say,
absolutely.
Oakley, in conclusion, I am here. No, that you say at the end of the of something.
Oh, can you use this phrase at the end?
No, and I understand that this phrase you use at the end of something. When you conclude, like when you told something.
You're summarizing. You're about to give your summary. Yes, closing statements. That's right. No matter what it is. Okay. How else could I say this Michael or anybody else. This is very common, especially in writing. You know, in writing, classic paragraph structure or classic
To conclude,
paragraphing.
to summarize, to sum up.
To sum up, to summarize, in conclusion, to conclude.
What's
Very
others,
good.
by the way? Are there others or no? To, in the nutshell.
Sometimes finally. Oh, in a nutshell. Ooh, that's a good one. Using an idiomatic. Ooh, we haven't looked at any of that, but yeah, you could actually use that phrase in a nutshell. Because that means a summary. Okay. Yeah. All right. So in a nutshell, to summarize, to conclude, that pretty much does it for the class. Does anybody have any questions about any strange signal words, signal phrases, subordinators they don't really understand? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Consequently,
You said sorry.
sorry?
Oh, you said let me see. You said with this purpose in mind, and you also said with this in mind. I suppose all of them are same.
Well, with this in mind, with this purpose in mind, are slightly different. Purpose, of course, you're referring to the desired outcome or the goal. So it's quite specific. With this in mind, you know, I could be saying not a goal, but okay, the Amazon is very dangerous. With this in mind, I will bring a gun. Okay, not a conclusion. That's not my purpose. Okay, any other questions? No? Then
I think you should try. Okay, I think you should try to speak one class only these kind of words, like to try to use many, and we would understand better. I mean, when you have like a class discussion class, to try to use like in every sentence, or almost in every sentence. In fact, consequently, regardless.
Actually, I just say actually every time. Actually. Actually. To be honest. In fact. Okay. Guess what? Time is up. I'm starving. Off to lunch I go. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me.
With this in mind, I'm going to
go eat. Yes, precisely.